Hello everyone, this is Warhawk Beyond 2040 and welcome to another edition of the Jazz Albums Review Series. And today I'm going to be taking a look at another 2023 release, this time a live recording that really took me by surprise and absolutely blew me away. I had no idea that this album even existed. I didn't even know this one came out in 2023, especially when we had so much good music that came out that year. And this one just completely went under my radar. And I first heard about it. I read lots of positive reviews from AllMusic, All About Jazz, and Downbeat, which gave this album very high ratings. I thought to myself, I've got to check this album out. I've got to get a copy of this. How could I have not known about this album? So I've got this album, listened to it, and I was absolutely more blown away by how good the music was, the playing, everything about it. It was just unbelievable. And it just goes to show you that there's so much good music out there that we don't even know about. And a lot of the times it gets unnoticed and sometimes unheard. But I'm very lucky to have got this album, and I'm really pleased by how good it is because it features two musicians who are completely different from one another, but they came together to deliver this one off live performance, and the magic they created together was just absolutely incredible. And what makes this album even more special is one of the musicians that's featured on this album sadly passed away just a few years after, which is a real shame, really, because I think these two together, I would have loved to have heard more. I would definitely love to have heard maybe a studio album because I think the music on here is absolutely fantastic. And the two musicians I am talking about are pianist Geri Allen and guitarist Kurt Rosenwinkel. And this is their live recording, A Lovesome Thing. So, Geri Allen and Kurt Rosenwinkel did two rehearsals and went out and delivered this live performance, which took place on September 5th, 2012, at the Jazz à la Villette Cité de la Musique Philharmonie de Paris. So, quite a prestigious little venue. And the music, the chemistry, the rapport, the musicianship between these two was just absolutely incredible. And to think that they only did two rehearsals, these two sounded like they've been playing for years. That's how strong the rapport between these two was. And it's quite amazing when you think about it. There's not really a whole lot of guitar piano duo albums that exist. Obviously, you've got the legendary recordings that Jim Hall and Bill Evans made together. Pat Metheny, of course, has made a career out of this environment. He made the legendary As Falls Wichita, So Falls Wichita Falls with the late great Lyle Mays, and the two back to back albums in 2007 and 2008 with Brad Meldo. Andy Laverne and Chuck Loeb did an album many years ago called Magic Fingers. Dave Grusin and Lee Ritzner have done these kind of albums, but I always looked at those albums as more like band albums as opposed to a straight guitar piano duet recording. And of course, Gary Husband and Alex Mahachek did a very good guitar piano duo album. So there's only like a little handful of albums that feature guitar and piano. So to have this album by Geri Allen and Kurt Rosenwinkel join that little collection of albums made by those guys, they're in very good company. That's all I'm going to say. They're in very, very good company. So let's have a look. So we've got some notes from Kurt Rosenwinkel and the promoters about how this project came together. And we've also got some more about this as well. And a lot of The material that's featured on this album is mostly standards, with one original by Geri Allen and one original by Kurt Rosenwinkel. And a lot of the pieces on here are quite long. Most of them are clocking in at around 10 minutes to 11 minutes. So we've got two tracks that are clocking in at over 11 minutes long. One of them is almost 12 minutes, and the other two tracks are over 10 minutes long. And the shortest track is almost 8 minutes long. It's like 7 minutes and 52 seconds. So we got five songs and two introductions, one by both musicians individually. And it's a really good album. It is a very good album. So the first track we got is A Flower is a Lovesome Thing by Billy Strayhorn, Embrace You by George and Ira Gershwin, Simple 2 by Kurt Rosenwinkel, Ruby My Dear by Thelonious Monk, and Open Handed Reach by Geri Allen. It's a really lovely album, and I was listening to this yesterday, and I couldn't help but feel that at times it sounded like Pat Metheny and Brad Mildoo, in terms of that very classy, laid back approach. And Kurt Rosenwinkel in particular, we've got to really mention this. It's quite amazing to see how much Kurt Rosenwinkel has grown as a musician. He's gone from being this great guitar player to this outstanding guitar player. And he's really come into his own as a musician. And in my opinion, I would go as far as to say that he's really evolved into one of the true guitar heroes for the modern generation. He's done a lot of music. He's played in a lot of different settings, in a lot of different environments and situations. And to get him in this environment, guitar and piano, what an amazing treat and a great listening experience. And he's just a guy who's just really continuing to get better and better. And I definitely would love to hear more of these kind of albums from Kurt Rosenwinkel. I'd even like to see him team up with Aaron Parks one day, just the two of them. I think that would be something really special. But what he was able to do here with Geri Allen, I can guarantee you, in years to come, people will look back on this album and say, you know what, that was really good. That was a really good album. And as I mentioned earlier, one of the musicians featured on here passed away, and that was Geri Allen. She passed away at the age of 60 in 2017 after a battle with cancer. And it's a real shame, really, because I think, although Geri Allen and Kurt Rosenwinkel are two completely different players stylistically, they came together and they just created magic. It really was a magical performance. And I definitely would have loved to have seen these two live if they played in the UK. I think it would have been an amazing show, in my opinion. So the standout tracks for me are Open Handed Reach, Ruby My Dear, Flower is a Lovesome Thing, and Simple 2. But the whole album, it's just really good. It's just a really good album. Highly recommended if you're into guitar, piano, duo albums. This is one I would definitely recommend you pick up. You're in for something really, really special. It's fantastic, and it's a very elegant and very classy album. And I think this is something that would really please a lot of people to the ears. It's a great listening experience. So there you have it. Geri Allen and Kurt Rosenwinkel, A Lovesome Thing, one of many hidden gems from 2023, and really says to me that I really need to check out more that came out in 2023 that I didn't know about. So there you have it. Geri Allen and Kurt Rosenwinkel, A Lovesome Thing. Fantastic album. One of the best albums I've heard in quite a while. So that's going to be it from me. I'm going to wrap this up now. What's your favourite track from Geri Allen and Kurt Rosenwinkel, A Lovesome Thing? Is it A Flower is a Lovesome Thing, Embraceable You, Simple 2, Ruby My Dear, or Open Handed Reach? Or do you enjoy the entire album from start to finish? There's no right or wrong answer. We all have our favourite tracks. You know what to do, guys. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, leave your thoughts and comments down below. and I will see all of you next time for another edition of the Jazz Albums Review Series. So until next time, take care, everybody, and stay safe. And once again, as always, much appreciated. Thanks for listening.